Perhaps everyone won't agree with what I have to say.
What's going on, everybody? I am Mike Rich.
And I'm Kiki Rich.
And this is Movie Heads.
Yeah, we've been gone forever, guys.
No, we've been missing in action.
So today, we are reviewing Ready Player One.
Ready Player One. You put your coins in the game, it's time to go. So, the movie is pretty much based off of a novel that I did not read. Did you read it?
I did not.
I actually didn't know nothing about the book, but from what I heard, the movie is pretty similar to the book with a couple of changes. It's basically Steven Spielberg sci-fi. It takes place in the future, 2045, I think it said. And kind of the world is, technology is all advanced and stuff like that. Like they keep saying, they keep misreading the future because it don't never be advanced. They make it in the movies. But what?
Right. No, I was gonna say it is. Technology is advanced, but the world is a disaster.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's like people like live in these stacks that stacked on top of each other. They call them the stacks actually, and it's stacked on top of each other. But everybody has a getaway. They go away to this game called the Oasis, which is basically a virtual reality to go and do whatever you want to do, be whoever you want to be. And the game is created by a guy who was very much into video games and nostalgia, 1980s, 1990s pop culture, and he put a lot of that into the game, man, which made it very dope for me growing up in the 80s and the 90s, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Well, you were more probably into video games than I was, but...
Especially, but I was into movies, though, and they had a lot of, like, pop culture from movies and stuff there, too.
Right. So, essentially... the guy who created the game also created a challenge, and the challenge was to get these 3 keys, and if you got the 3 keys, then you would become the new owner of the Oasis. Yeah, you would get the Easter egg that he hid in the game. Right, exactly. So you would become, and the Oasis would be yours plus a huge fortune. Yeah, so, and
this is not really...
Come with me. This is the Oasis. It's a place where the limits of reality are your own imagination. People come to the Oasis for all the things they can do, but they stay because of all the things they can be. I'm here talking to all of you now because our future's being threatened.
This group of people, which at the end of the movie, I guess I was starting to feel like they were like a group of superheroes.
Yeah, they were like a squad. You know what I'm saying?
They teamed up and they went for the challenge. So,
and you had, of course, you got your villain. I believe it's played by Ben Mendelsohn, which he's been in plenty of other movies. He's been in Dark Knight Rises. He was in Rogue One. He was a villain in that too. He's a pretty convincing villain. Yeah, I mean, he was a complete dick in his movie. For real. He played that part to the T. He might got some of them isms in real life.
Right.
But anyway, that's pretty much the synopsis. What were your expectations going into this movie, Lakeith?
I actually didn't have any expectations whatsoever. This is not my favorite genre of movie.
It is my favorite genre. I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. So it's not my favorite at all. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to kind of stay away from it because I felt like if I continued to look into it or whatever, I would find some kind of way to get out of having to review this movie or going to see it. So I can't believe,
you know what? I can't believe that you actually seemed excited about seeing it though. You was like, yeah, to me you did. I mean, you was like, we're gonna go see Player One, and you kept bringing it up more than I did.
Because it was like one of your movies, so when it's time,
you knew I really wanted to see it.
Right, exactly.
You playing me?
No.
So when it's time for your movie to come, I'm gonna have to go see it. There's no choice.
That was yours.
I heard the other one you wanted to see was trash too, but
no, I didn't even want to see that though. I mean, like, I feel like it's the same movie over and over again. So
we're on the same page on that one.
Yeah. So, anywho, I didn't have any expectations. So and I'm actually very happy that I did not have any expectations, because what I will say is I was very surprised and very impressed by the movie.
Pleasantly surprised.
Pleasantly surprised. I was really taken aback. I mean, like, I was really into it from the beginning to the end, and he knows me. I am very much one of those type of people that will go to sleep if I'm not enjoying it.
Yes, she went to sleep. She was gone in The Last Jedi, which I don't blame you.
I was going to say, who can blame me?
Woo, I'm going to do some videos about that. Y'all comment below if y'all want me to get into some Star Wars stuff, man.
So, yes, that was no expectations, but very, very, very impressed.
I had very big expectations for the simple fact that Steven Spielberg was directing this movie. And it's the first kind of like big budget special effects type movie that he's done in a long time. So I was like, you know what, like some of my favorites is Jurassic Park and what else? On top of my head, I really like Minority Report. I always bring that one up. I feel like Minority Report was underrated. Indiana Jones.
Yes.
E.T. was not really never my favorite movie. Jaws.
That was one of my favorites for sure.
I'm not crazy about Jaws, but
I am. I could watch it every single last time it comes on. Also, The Color Purple. It was definitely.
But you didn't know that at first.
I didn't. I recently found out.
Shout out to Stevie Spielberg.
Yeah. It was one more that I really enjoyed. That and AI. That was the third one. The third one that
AI.
Yeah, I just.
AI was alright.
Scared me.
No, I'm sorry. I ain't trying to throw you off. AI was alright. It's just he kind of like finished somebody else's work on that one. He didn't really do that one.
I mean, but still, for the time and the concept, it was pretty.
Some dope special effects.
It really did, and the little boy was creepy.
Yeah, he was super creepy.
Yeah, so
especially when he fighting a robot of himself at the end. That was weird.
It was.
He was a robot. We found some replicas of it. Oh no, we going off the point.
He enjoyed it a lot more, but nonetheless, he has. Over the years, it's been some decent ones, even though when you ask certain people now, they're just like, it's been like 10 years since he's had anything good.
Yeah, because he's been doing all these kind of straight to trying to get Oscar movies. Like, you know, Lincoln. I actually never seen Lincoln, but he did like War Horse and stuff like that. I was like, Steven Spielberg, go back to the movies that just we loved about you, the movies that made you great. But anyway, my expectations, we're going back to my expectations. I had a big expectation because Steven Spielberg. I also had big expectations because of I read articles and look at movie reviews and blogs and stuff like that, and a lot of people was kind of hyping the movie up, saying that if he does it right according to the book, it will be a very dope. And then it was based off nostalgia. That was the main reason. Like, the movie is based off 80s and 90s nostalgia, which I love. Face that. Well, I had to do the Wookiee, man. I love. You know, I talk about stuff like that all the time. Back to the Future, Tomb Raider, Back to the Future, like all the old stuff.
Right.
All the golden oldies. But that's it, man. I had big expectations going in this movie, and I was not disappointed. I was amazed as well. Like, as far as a movie being different, this movie was so different. I've never seen nothing like this on screen in my life, man.
I never have either. And let me just say, guys, if the Oasis existed for real, Mike and I wouldn't be married. He would actually be in the Oasis right now. I can barely pull him from social media. So to me, the Oasis was really a whole social media taken to a whole nother level.
It was like a metaphor for social media and virtual reality at the same time.
It was, and to me, I felt like I could relate. Not necessarily because I couldn't relate to anything in this movie, but except the nostalgia. But I do sometimes feel like people get so engrossed in social media nowadays till it takes them away. That's their reality. It has become about the likes and, you know, people pumping them up and building their ego, and people who haven't necessarily been confident in the past or whatever. Showing people what they want to be instead of who they actually are. And that's what this movie had exactly what that movie was about. So I feel like if they continue to grow social media, we'll have the Oasis. Now I'm really hoping that the world doesn't turn into what it was on this movie, because I like going outside. I like pretty things. I'm not a big
It was like everybody was
type.
all plugged in with the VR things on their face.
Kids, grandparents, mothers.
They had the whole body suits on that they can feel stuff. It's like it was like real world when they was inside the Oasis. But I must say, music. I love the music.
The music. We also saw this movie in 3D, and we typically don't see movies in 3D. Like, I don't like 3D movies. I just don't want to sit in the movie. I wear glasses as is, so to take off my glasses to put on these 3D glasses is never really a great experience for me. But this movie was so good till I forgot I had on glasses.
Yeah.
Like, literally,
you didn't even think about the 3D.
Exactly.
The 3D actually added to it. To be honest with you,
it did really. So I would definitely recommend seeing it in 3D.
The visual effects are amazing in this movie.
Completely amazing.
Like, it was CG. Like, the whole Oasis was basically CG, but it was computer generated. But it was like, some stuff just looked so real. You know what I'm saying? Like, the vehicles, and it was just so much pop culture. You had stuff from movies, stuff from video games. The action was high intensity. It's a scene at the beginning. I'm not gonna spoil it for you. It's like one of the first big action like scenes. Blew me away. You can ask her. I was just like, man, I love that part. I love that part. It was so dope. I wish I could have saw that again. I wish I said, you know, rewind, play that part again.
Right, exactly. It was very visually.
It was funny
right?
too.
It was funny. I mean, like literally, I didn't find a boring moment from the time that it started. The other thing that it was 2 hours and 20 minutes, and I was entertained for a whole 2 hours and 20 minutes.
I didn't even feel like it.
And one of the things that I have to credit that to is the fact that they set the movie up perfectly.
Right.
Like you did not have to wonder what's going on. Why is this happening?
They explained everything.
Right. So if you listen to it from the jump, you can jump right into what's going on, why it's happening.
Exactly.
And that was a huge thing because I've seen movies in the past where it was a lot going on and you couldn't follow because nobody set it up for you. So that was perfect.
I agree 100%. It had that Steven Spielberg classic. Like the music went with the movie so well. It reminded you you was watching one of those sci-fi fantasy type movies back in the day. It reminded you of that. It kind of brought me back to my childhood. A lot of times watching this movie, I felt like a little kid looking at the screen. I was geeking out and everything, man. It was dope, man. I was like, bruh. They showing so much stuff that I'm familiar with. So I like for the new generation, I hope they enjoy it just as much as we did, even though they might not get all the pop culture references in the movie.
Exactly.
But
so
it's time for rating.
All right.
I'll give mine first because you gave your first one the last time, didn't you?
I think so. Go ahead.
Okay. My ratings, and look in the description below for our ratings so we don't have to explain them every video. We put them in the description. My rating I give this was a must-see again, the highest rating you can give a movie. And people, fans of the Black Panther, do not be upset with me. I think the only reason I put must-see again on this movie is because it's just simply based off the nostalgia. It was so many things going on in this movie that was pop culture related and stuff that I remember from back in the day. I know I missed something. It was stuff like I was like, wait a minute. I was trying to catch what it was. I was like, that was from this movie. That was from this game. Wait a minute. So I put must see again just based off that fact.
Exactly.
What is your rating, my wife?
My rating is not as high as yours.
Okay. Oh, this is the first time we had a different rating then. First, I was excited about it because it was like people gonna say y'all keep having the same rating.
Right. We don't discuss our rating before. We actually wait until we get here. So.
I don't know what she gonna do before she do it, and she don't know what I'm gonna say.
Exactly. So I'm sorry, babes, but I have to give it it's definitely a ticket price invalidated.
Okay, well, that's not bad. That's a very good rating.
Right. For me, it was just because it's not my favorite genre. It's something that I will tolerate because I want to make sure I support you. Right. But for that to happen and for me to be blown away the way it was, I don't have to sit through it again. But I really did enjoy it. So I definitely didn't mind spending the money on the ticket.
And that makes me wonder what you would give Inception because that's not your cup of tea either, but you would thoroughly enjoy that.
Now, Inception, I definitely would give it a 5. Like, that movie blew my mind.
Must see again?
Yeah, for sure.
You only watched it once?
No, I haven't. I watched it several times, especially when it come on TV now.
You do?
Watch it, yeah.
See, I didn't know that.
Like,
I didn't know that. Wow, okay, that's something I learned because you saw it in the movie and you fell asleep in the movie. So
that was the first time.
You were super tired, though. I will give you that.
And it was like 10 o'clock at night.
It was. We saw it late. But I had to make her watch Inception a second time because she was just like, nah, that was some BS. I don't know.
Because I went to sleep. But
next time she watched it, top 5 movies.
For sure.
Ever?
Yeah.
But anyway, we're talking about Ready Player One, man. Yeah. Like I said, I will say go and see it. I want to see it again. Like I know people gonna say, well, Rich, you didn't give Black Panther that because I loved Black Panther, but it wasn't a must see again movie in my opinion.
And then it was it's 2 different kind of movies.
Yeah,
like,
a lot of times ratings are based off. You might be a little biased based off what you're really into. You know what I'm saying?
And I think that's the truth. Like I said again, I'm not a movie critic. I'm a movie.
That's right.
Enjoyer.
That's right.
What it's a better word.
A movie fan. Basically.
A movie fan, yeah. So it's not gonna be. I don't really care about who the producers were and what they did in the past and what they meant and what school they.
And I do care about that stuff, and it's crazy because a lot of that make me even more biased. It kills it for me when I know what the production, especially if the production
I get to go in and enjoy everything.
Like Justice League, the production went through so much in Justice League. I was like nitpicking, like, yeah, because they talked about that happening. They talked about this person not getting along with this person. And I kind of see it. They chemistry, y'all. See, I look at this stuff too much, man.
I just enjoy watching movies. So, anywho's, we running along here.
Yeah. That's it. That's our review.
So, yeah, that's our review. Go check out Ready Player One. I promise you won't be disappointed. Definitely worth
see it in IMAX. We didn't see it in IMAX.
We didn't, but we saw it in 3D. Yeah. To me, like I said, I'm not a big 3D fan at all, but I really enjoyed this movie.
Check it out.
Please check it out for sure.
Yeah. So coming up, we're going to do a podcast style video talking about some of our favorite movies. Maybe do a top 5 or something like that in there. And just to get y'all to know who we are and why we like the movies and why we are movie heads. You feel me? So that's coming up next. We appreciate y'all for watching this video.
And then plus, we got to see Rampage. We're going to be out of town that weekend, but we're going to see. This is my time to catch you on that movie.
Cheesy,
it does, but I want
But a rock, I was like, rock, really? That what you did? That big old gorilla. Anyway,
and then there's some other stuff.
You went to go see this, we gonna go see
Right,
that.
okay.
And I missed Tomb Raider. We haven't seen, what was the other movie that
Pacific
came?
Rim,
Pacific Rim.
I'm glad we skipped that one.
Yeah.
Like,
I heard some, I heard one out there.
The first one wasn't good.
I liked it. Anyway, we're not gonna keep on going back.
We're not, seriously.
Y'all check out that stuff. It's coming up, man. Promise we'll get back on it. We just got to get back in the groove of things.
Yes.
You feel me?
Yes, we are. We definitely are. We're gonna try to stay more consistent. So just hang in there with us. It's new. We're trying to work out life and being parents to a little one and the one that's about to graduate high school. So, and plus work and plus everything else we have.
They don't need a life
story. We don't.
They don't care. They like, bring on the videos, man.
Anywho, thank you for watching.
Hit that thumbs up.
Subscribe. Follow us on Instagram.
All that good stuff. All those will be in the description below.
It will. And keep watching.
Because that's what we're here for.
Yay.
We gone.
A place that feels like I mean anything. A world where the limits of reality are your own imagination.